You're watching the first News Hour debate on Times Now Super Prime Time.
For and against on the 377 judgment, or rather the lack of it. Father Dominic Emmanuel is for the judgment of the Supreme Court. Against it, Anjali Gopalan. She's been fighting a tough battle. Founder and Executive Director of Naz Foundation. For what the court has said, Kamal Faruqui. At one point of time, Kamal Faruqui said if homosexuality continues, that the whole human race will perish. Well, he is pitted against Ira Trivedi, who's a young novelist whose next book, India and Love, looks at the whole idea of India's emergent sexual revolution. Ira, welcome to the News Hour. Rahul Easwar is for and against this very prominent LGBT activist. I'd like to begin by asking Laxmi Tripathi, who's live with us from Delhi. Laxmi, what was your reaction to the Supreme Court? Everybody went there to the Supreme Court expecting that today will be a big and historic day and the Supreme Court will uphold the Delhi High Court judgment. When you heard the judgment, what was your reaction?
I was shocked. My blood turned cold. And I really felt ashamed of myself, because an apex court of the biggest democracy in the world coming out with such a hypocritical judgment, where in the same city of Delhi we had Justice A.P. Shah coming out with such a beautiful judgment, live with dignity, and giving all those courts where the world saw India to be pioneer in human rights. And over here we come out with such a justice who gave this judgment on one of his last judgment. A black day of the judiciary in Indian context is one of the democracy. It's so bad what I feel. I really feel hurt. I'm on so many international organizations' body. I've represented in Asia Pacific in UN. And the worst thing is that how this verdict can go. How we will just say. But we are not putting our shoulders down. We are not blacking our face, or we are not going to go inside the cupboard or inside the closet. We will fight. This is the start of our fight. And we won't let any religious guru or any fanatic, homophobic person to take over our rights. As Bal Gangadhar Tilak said, Swaraj is my birthright, freedom is my birthright. So I say right is my birthright, and I shouldn't allow anybody to take it.
Well spoken, Laxmi. A lot of people share your sentiment. One of those people who says I'm not a homophobe, but who goes on and makes some of the most absurd comments and specializes in making antediluvian hypocritical comments as far as the gay community is concerned, and he's laughing out there. Rahul, I don't know what you're laughing about, because I think what the Supreme Court has done is simply pass the buck to the politicians. And you're laughing because you know the politicians don't have the courage to legislate, because the politicians go by the verdict of the majority. Rahul, at one point of time, the majority thought dowry was okay. At one point of time, the majority in our country thought sati was okay. Right? So things will change. It's only a matter of time. But your response, please, to Laxmi at the start.
Arnabji, very important 3 points.
Yeah.
One, I am sad and pained to see my homosexual brothers and sisters in tears. I wish them comfort and peace. Second, let us not put words into the Supreme Court verdict. I doubt whether they called it illegal.
Rajesh.
They only said the Supreme Court verdict's implicit meaning. Hold on. The Supreme Court verdict's implicit meaning is very clear. Social acceptance is more important than legal acceptance. Supreme Court gave a very clear vision saying social acceptance is more important than legal acceptance. And third very important request and humble submission to all homosexual communities: please don't run a high-shrill heterosexual people, anti-heterosexual people campaign. Let us have a sensible engagement with each other.
Social acceptance was not for
We changed it. And remember, it is and even the most blunt person in Indian media, Mr. Arnab Goswami, will have to accept it's a very nuanced debate. It is
of
not
course,
clear
Mr. Of course, Mr. Now, 1 second.
There are scientific concerns, medical concerns, and cultural concerns. There are scientific, medical, and cultural concerns.
We are from India. We have such a vast culture of sexuality. Our religion never said anything on this planet Earth.
That is
Our
true.
religion was much more open to sexuality. We have a history of sexuality. We didn't discriminate people on their sexuality. People like you spoil the Indian culture.
That is true.
People like you
That is true.
are
Indian
hypocrites.
civilization was
People
never
like
homophobic.
you
The question is,
we
go on this. One second.
Shades of public opinion. Let us be realistic about it.
You see, the question is
Social acceptance.
The question is 1 minute. No, 1 minute. Rahul Easwar, that's a ridiculous argument of social acceptability. Laxmi, 1 minute. Laxmi Tripathi, 1 minute. Let me just demolish that argument of Rahul Easwar's. Rahul, 1 minute. For all the passion you draw into the debate, you and Father Dominic Emmanuel, with respect to him, as well as Kamal Faruqui, with even greater respect to him, will accept that moral indignation and so-called, I'm saying so-called cultural beliefs can never be the basis of lawmaking in a democratic, free and secular and modern country. Let us not forget, sati and child marriage also, Father Dominic Emmanuel, were considered at one point of time to be normal. If you would say, what's wrong with marrying off a 12-year-old, people would say, you're abnormal. That's normal. Right? Raping women is not in our culture. Setting women on fire is not in our culture. Right? Dowry is not our culture.
That's true. That's why.
Right? Child marriage, marrying off a 9-year-old is not our culture. So don't define what is culture in all of this. What culture are you hiding behind, Rahul Easwar? I can argue point by point with you and demolish your argument, but I want to get Anjali Gopalan in 1 second. Anjali Gopalan in. Let's first address this culture argument. I don't think the court, with the greatest of respect to the court, has gone into the merits and details of this issue. They've dodged it. They say let the politicians decide. We know how superficial or detailed politicians are while addressing issues anyway. I'm sure some are happy today. Anjali Gopalan, the argument of culture. Laxmi, I'll come back to you. Yes, Anjali.
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, to me it's very clear. It's a question of rights. Now, this whole argument around culture, what are we talking about? Is this the same culture, as you said? This was a culture which accepted sati. This was a culture that accepted dowry. It accepted dowry deaths. So are we going to sit and argue about this? All I know is that it is a question of rights. The gay community has the right, the LGBT community has the right to live as citizens of this country. I see no reason why their rights should be abrogated. Where is the sense in that? What is it that we are afraid of? What is it that scares us? Is it because we don't understand what these issues are?
Well, something
we really
scares
need to look
people.
within and see what the problem is. Because obviously something scares people, and I'll tell you what scares people. What we don't know scares us. It's like Ramdev saying that, would we be here if our parents were homosexual?
That's right.
I want to tell Ramdev that it's only a small part of the community that is LGBT. So he really has nothing to fear about this damn country, which the least of our problems is that we have less of a population. For God's sakes. Is he scared that everyone is going to become homosexual? Then maybe this world is a homosexual world and heterosexuals are the minority. What is it that's scaring him?
No, can I tell you what's scaring Kamal Faruqui? And let Kamal Faruqui respond to you. You know what Kamal Faruqui is scared of? And sir,
it is scared.
I'll tell you what you're scared of. I'll quote you.
It is.
I'll quote you 1 minute. 1 minute. Kamal Faruqui is scared that the human race will be destroyed. Kamal Faruqui says, if my daughter or son would have been such, I would definitely counsel them. I would have explained to them that this is unnatural and inhuman. He says it is inhuman. In other words, Kamal Faruqui, who's on the program, says that all gays, lesbians, transgenders and bisexuals are all inhuman. And then he says it will ultimately lead to the destruction of the human race. Kamal Faruqui, is that what you're scared about?
Oh boy.
Well, he said that.
Yeah,
he's scared. He said
our scare. Yeah, listen, please allow me, because Rahul was trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Rahul Easwar was trying to make a point. He was not allowed to make his point.
No, he's making his point loud and clear.
You may differ with us.
No, I do differ
with us.
Yes.
Yes, this is a problem that we scare. if you try to project it the way you are projecting, that the homosexuality, it's absolutely normal, there is absolutely no issue and everybody should get into it. Yes, I am scared that the human race will come to an end, because God has created the mankind for the creation, for further evolution, not stopping the whole thing.
So no, what is this argument? What kind of an argument is that?
What you actually sense in this argument, Mr.
No, what is this, Anjali?
You may not like it.
No, Anjali, there has to be a scientific basis for everything.
That is your problem.
Where
is no sense in this argument.
Yeah, it is scientific.
He says the human race will be destroyed.
No, by the way, sense in this argument.
Mr. Faruqui is coming up with.
Yes, okay, Laxmi Tripathi wants to ask you something, and after that Ira will come in. Yeah, go ahead. Take the question, Laxmi.
I wanted to ask Mr. Faruqui, if the sexuality, what he's talking in Islam, 3 sexuality has been mentioned. Muazzar, Muannas, Mukhannas. Mukhannas are supposed to be the transgenders, and Mr. Faruqui, I am a Hijra, who is known as Mukhannas, who is known as Sarai Khwaja. We have an important position in the Sufi culture. How you can say that we are totally not there? Whether the father who is sitting over there, I respect religion. I come from a very religious country and a religious being. Let me tell you one thing, Mo. Let me finish, and then please say, even in chapter Luke there was written, eunuchs will be born, people will become eunuchs. These all verses are there even in the Bible. And Hindu culture is quite varied. We have Yaksh, Gandharva, Kinnar, we have Hijras to Sakhiyas to everybody. And we are quite open about it. I don't know what is wrong with Baba Ramdev. For me, he's not a Baba. He's a yoga teacher, and he should be only interested.
Well, we did ask Baba Ramdev to come on. He didn't come on the debate tonight. But if Father Dominic wants to respond, by the way, Father Dominic, I find this a ridiculous argument. The human race will be destroyed. I mean, the rate of, if there is one problem, the area where we don't have a problem in India, it is the fertility rate of the country. We have 2.5 children per person, right? We don't have a problem with our fertility rate, and homosexuality has existed over the millennia in India. So first, would you concede that you've got that fact wrong, and Kamal Faruqi's also got the fact wrong? Father?
With all due respect to Laxmi and to you,
yes.
When Laxmi was speaking, nobody interrupted her, okay? Can I be please allowed to speak without interruption, and when there is time, when I have finished, you can please...
So why are you worried? No, you please do.
As strongly as you like. Now listen. No, please listen now properly. First of all, I heard your reporter, you and Laxmi all saying that this is a hypocritical society. You, Laxmi, Anjali, all of us are part of this hypocritical society. You are not exceptions. We are all part of the same society. One thing. Secondly,
you all have excluded us.
Secondly, I want to speak.
You all have excluded us.
No, I am not excluding you.
You have excluded us.
No, who's excluded?
No. You are a part of us. Now, you are a part of us.
But you are the one who used the word inhuman.
Hypocritical society.
Who used the word inhuman? Kamal Faruqui used the word inhuman. Kamal Faruqui said it's inhuman.
No, it's Arnab, you are taking it out of context. I have said it in a different context, and I am still saying it. That my sister has already said that Muannas and Mukhannas, it is a God-made thing, kind of thing. Yes, it is accepted, and we have got full respect for them. We don't want any discrimination against them. We don't want any criminal activity against them. But at the same time, if we propagate it openly, that yes, anybody can go in for...
Let me ask you one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you are not allowed me to finish. By the way, Arnab, I thought you were asking me for a point, and then you didn't allow me to complete it.
Yeah, please complete, Father, because I have 2 young men also walked into the studio out here who have strong disagreements with what you've said. But anyway,
you asked me, so
go ahead.
Yeah. So our first point is that when the Delhi High Court had given us a judgment decriminalizing it, it is on record that the church, though it did not welcome it, it did not oppose it. We did not oppose it. It was decriminalization was welcome because we certainly do not consider these people as criminals and homosexuality as criminal act. We don't. Please listen properly. Secondly, the
Father,
church is
again
very, very
reasonable.
clear.
If you accept us, it will be we are together.
Now this lady won't allow me to speak. I ask for permission to please let me complete.